The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN. Wednesday, 8:30 a.m., 60 minutes to go until that opening bell, and we got markets right around flat, we'll call it. S&Ps, all the markets actually right now ticking into the positive. S&Ps positive by 3 points, trading at 34.35. Nasdaq futures positive by 2 points, 11,663. The Dow up 17, 28,199. You get the Russell up 1 point as well, 16.15. Commodities this morning, gold continuing to catch a bid, up $12 right now at $19.27. Silver up 27 cents at $25.25. We get the crude market down a bit, down 57 pennies at 41.13. 2 hours from right now, we'll get inventory numbers, EIA inventories for crude coming out 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Tom and I will be on the air for those. Notes and bonds. How about a 10-year yield of above 0.8%? The 10-year in price, we made it all the way down to 138.13. We'll zoom it in. That was at about midnight. Yes, just after midnight Eastern time, 12:45 a.m. We rise to about 138.20. We're currently on the session down 6 ticks at 138.16. The 30-year down 18 ticks at 172.30. And we'll jump over to the VIX this morning. An elevated VIX overnight up to 30.53. 13 days until the presidential election from today. Pretty remarkable. Time just continues to march on. Somehow they're still talking about a stimulus. I don't see that as a real possibility. Not that it's impossible, but just the likelihood of a stimulus deal, even if Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Mnuchin and Trump, Secretary of Treasury, President, if they all come together, you still got to get through the Senate. And Mitch McConnell, the Senate, there's a lot of senators that are up, whether it's this go-around, whether it's 2022 up for election, passing another huge stimulus bill when they might have to deal with the implications of fiscal stimulus. And where was that at this time? All that's going to be coming down the line. 13 days, and we have a Supreme Court nominee that's probably going to get put onto the court within that time. I don't know how you get a stimulus deal, but nonetheless, the market holding up pretty well, all things considered, 34.35. Now, I say all things considered. We see the sell-off on Monday. You see the sell-off again. Now, let's just back this up again, right? Because here's the sell-off on Monday, the whole day, basically. We start at about 34.90. You end 80 points lower at 34.10. Yesterday, we catch a bid, but about 1:45 in the afternoon, you trade from 34.70 down to 34.20 at 4:30. The selling really continuing past 4 o'clock. We had Netflix earnings after the bell last night. We'll jump over to those. Netflix trading lower this morning on a miss on subscribers, miss on earnings. The market trading lower as well. We actually traded higher, though. Look at these runs. I mean, remarkable. From 34.20, almost 40 points. Call it 37 points about higher overnight. But Europe opens, the market sells off from almost 34.60 down right to that same level of 34.20. We touched that area at about 5 a.m. We come close to that area at about 7:15. Since then, a little bit of a bid, 34.35 right now in those S&Ps. Jumping over to gold because we've had some nice action in gold, quite an uptrend. Gold catching a little bit of a bid even since 8 a.m. Trading up an additional $10. We're up $11 on the session at $19.26. And as I mentioned it, Netflix not quite living up to the hype last night. Netflix trading down about $30 right now. $496.50. You were down to a low of $486.50. They came out with their earnings right after the bell last night. For some context, though, on where we are in Tesla, excuse me. Okay, so we're sitting right at about 500, folks, even with that miss, 496, we'll call it. There we are on the chart. We're basically back to trading in early July prices, but you have to consider where we were, where we've been. Now, Netflix, to get into the numbers, So they told shareholders last quarter that growth was beginning to slow again after initial uptick when stay-at-home orders proliferated around the world. Earnings per share, they only came in at $1.74. The market was looking for $2.14. Revenue, a slight beat, $6.44 billion. Not bad for 90 days, but they're spending almost $20 billion on content alone on an annual basis. 6.38 was expected, so just above it. Here's the big one, though. Global paid net subscriber additions, 2.2 million. That's quite a miss from 3.5, and the expectations were already pretty tapered when you look at the huge acceleration they had for paid subscribers. Now, this is both U.S. and international. Q1 2020, that's when the shutdown first began. Everybody's at home. If you're going to sign up, that's probably a good time to do it. For Netflix, they bring in 15+ million paid subscribers added for their international and U.S. markets. The following quarter, Q2, they still crush it out of the park with almost 10 million subscribers added. You're talking about 26 million subscribers added over the period of 180 days. Netflix said that what's going to happen here is that we might have, accelerated the growth, and that this growth is tapering, and be careful here on this quarter. And the company attributed the slowed growth to its record first half results. It makes sense, folks. You take, you got 26 million subscribers in the first 2 quarters. You add the 2, that's 28 million subscribers that we've added over the 3 months. That's more than 9 million subscribers we've added for those 3 quarters on average. And if you see where the chart is, that would basically be 3 straight bars of just under 10 million subscribers added. But what happened was we got a lot of those subscribers accelerated, signed up in the first quarter when the shutdown began. Nonetheless, Netflix trading a little bit lower today, $4.96. But again, keeping things in some context, that's a price tag we were just at 21 days ago at the beginning of October. We were back there as well in the early of July, and we're still sitting, if we open right at around $4.96. Pre-COVID, you were trading at almost $400. So you're talking about a 25% rise over the peak we had in February, even on those levels coming off the missed earnings numbers. Jumping over to Disney, we'll jump to some of the other streamers right now. Disney, pretty muted. They're not going to really react too harshly. I mean, they are competitors. Disney, a lot more going on in the short term in terms of their movie production, showing their films in theaters, opening Disney World, opening Disneyland, Disney Europe, right? Disney Shanghai, I believe. All of those coming into their revenue. Disney trading 124, slightly negative right now. 124.95 was closed yesterday. We were down to 80, but you still see, I mean, Disney, we're talking about pre-COVID levels of about 145 in early February, whereas Netflix is 25% above that number. So that would correlate to Disney being at almost 180 if it was 25% above where it was pre-COVID, not even close to that level, as they have a solid year maybe where they're going to be dealing with at least, right, a year before normalcy returns in terms of parks being full, movie theaters being full. And we'll jump to Amazon, because one of the components of the many of Amazon they have is Amazon Prime. Amazon pretty muted today with the market, 32.17. You see the pullback. Now, Amazon, from their pre-COVID levels, is up 50%, essentially, from where it was in early February, as everybody flocking to buy whatever they need from Amazon. But the likes of, Walmart, right? Big numbers. Target. Look at that chart in Target. From 90 to 164 pre-COVID, we were at 120. Stay tuned, folks. Come back after the break. We're going to check out Snapchat. They had their earnings last night, and we're going to take a look at Tesla. They got their earnings tonight. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Markets ticking up a bit in positive territory. S&P's now positive by almost 5 points at 34.36. You can see where we are, though, in relation. I got a 5-minute chart up here going back about 5 days, right near the lower end of where we've been chopping around. You back it up to the lows we had on Thursday. We're right up near that level. You trade down to 34.10 on Monday, 34.36 right now. Wednesday trading with about 45 minutes to go until that opening bell. All right, what else we got going on? We talked about Netflix. Netflix trading lower this morning on their miss on earnings. On the flip side of that, Snapchat. No time to watch Netflix when everybody's too busy snapping, I guess. Snapchat. We're up $6. You're talking about more than a 20% pop on the open. Looking for Snapchat, quite a number. Now, Snapchat, they were pricing in options, putting some serious premium in this equity yesterday to the tune of more than $3. So the market was pricing in an expected move on their earnings of more than 10%, and they missed the mark by almost double as Snapchat comes in with almost a $6 move, not almost, more than a $6 move right now at $34.88. And getting into Snapchat numbers, big numbers. Company's net loss, so they're down to $200 million. They lost $227 million last year. Snap reported daily active users, 249 million, up from the 238 million they had in July. Revenue with quite a beat, 679 million. The market was only looking for 555. They had adjusted earnings per share of $0.01. They made money. The market was looking for them to lose 5 cents. Average revenue per user, check that one out. Percentage-wise, a huge beat, $2.73 versus $2.27. I mean, they beat by almost 50 cents, which would be more than a 20% beat. They're getting average revenue per user than what the market was looking for, and that is a big number when you're dealing with a 250 million daily active users, up 4% just from where they were in July, up nearly 19% compared to where they were a year ago. You think about it, a year ago, Snapchat, a huge platform. They had 210 million daily active users. This year, a huge platform, and they're up 15%. No, 19. That's the number. I was going to say more than 15% to 250 million users. And there you see the pop this morning. Snapchat, you back it up. That's a 3-year weekly to $5 you were at the end of 2018. You back it up to COVID. We were pre-COVID at about 20. Now, again, this morning, we're going to open at almost 35, not even on this chart. There's your 35 we're going to open at. Maybe a little A to B equals C to D. Where are we at here? The A going to be at about $8. The B point, you could call it at 26 or 27, so maybe $19 almost. And we would trade from 19, basically 21. That would put it near $40. That's quite A to B, C to D. Talk about direct moves. Snapchat, you put it back on the daily, and there's your A to B, quite an A to B leg when you're talking about $8 to $27. And then it wasn't quite a pullback. Early July to late August, and then the market takes off again for Snapchat from basically $20, and we're going to be up to $35 today on their earnings. Other companies out there with earnings, we'll jump through them. Verizon, they're out with their numbers. Putting this on the 15 minutes, trading a little bit higher on their earnings this morning. We closed yesterday at 57.25. Verizon trading at 57.70. Jumping over to their numbers this morning. They added more than expected monthly phone subscribers. So they added 283,000 postpaid phone subscribers in the third quarter. The market was only looking for 268,000. Total operating revenue fell 4%, though, to $31.54 billion. Verizon attributed the lower customer activity and the timing of certain device launches. Apple, one of Verizon's key partners, they delayed the new iPhone, right, which they just talked about last week. Revenue in Verizon's media unit, which includes Yahoo, HuffPost, and TechCrunch, declined 7.4% to $1.7 billion from a year earlier as the companies cut down on advertising to rein in revenue. Yeah, many companies, right? They would be advertising more so. They're down 7.4% in that sector. Net income, as we talked about, falling. Excluding items, they earned $1.25 a share. The market was looking for $1.22. And the earnings, full-year guidance, they're looking for 0 to 2% full-year adjusted earnings per share growth. They were in the range of -2 to 2%. So Verizon, pretty solid company out there, and they deliver results that are slightly above their expectation, up a bit this morning. You want to talk about up a bit this morning? How about Autonation? There's an acceleration from 63 up to almost 72. We're back to about 67. You're still up almost $4 on their numbers this morning. Jumping around to Autonation, they earned $2.38 a share. The market was only looking for $1.65. Revenue above forecasts and increased a share repurchase authorization to $500 million. I mean, that's quite a triple banger, right? Earnings per share, revenue, and they're increasing their share buybacks. So Autonation trading higher this morning. Thermo Fisher Scientific, they're out with their numbers. TMO, 563. There's some serious beats here. 563. The market was looking for 431. Let's pull them up. TMO. And there you see them trading higher from about 465 yesterday. We're up to 480 on their numbers. And like I said, we're going to take a look at Tesla in a moment. Big week of earnings this week. We'll keep jumping through them pretty quickly. Winnebago, they made $1.45 a share. How about beating 93 cents? Revenue above forecast, encouraged by improving outdoor recreation trends. Shares added 1.6%. WGO. Last week, I was off, spent a little time in Tennessee at the Great Smoky Mountains. Saw many Winnebagos up there. Beautiful time of year. Some crisp, cool air, escaping some of that Florida heat. And jumping over. There you see the trade higher to 61 originally on their numbers, backing off a bit, still positive by about $1. Winnebago with their earnings. Nasdaq with their numbers, the exchange operator beating by 7 cents. They had $1.53. Revenue beat as well, helped by a jump in trading volume as well as growth in non-trading businesses. But they're up about 1%. What is it? NDAQ. All these trading houses, right? They're making big money with people in the market, trading more often, trading options. You're paying for order flow. A lot of these broker dealers, Nasdaq from 129 up to 130 and 68 cents on their numbers. Texas Instruments, they're out with their numbers, beat by 17 cents, quarterly profit of $1.45, revenue topping analyst estimates as well, helped by growing demand for electronic gadgets by homebound consumers. TXN, I remember my Texas Instruments TI-83 calculator. Remember those out there? TI-82, TI-83. We're going back 20, 25 years almost to my high school days. But Texas Instruments, pretty flat right now to 150 after spiking higher last night on their numbers. And let's take a look at Tesla as we get ready for Tesla earnings. Tesla right at about 420. One of Elon's favorite numbers for Tesla share prices. We're trading at 421 so far this morning. Some context on where Tesla has been. Pre-COVID, we're at just under 200. If you recall, they announced the stock split at a post-split price of about $270. We trade to over 500. We're sitting at about 421 right now. And Tesla, you're talking about a $28 move is what we'll be looking for. When you talk about the weeklies, they're pricing in a $35 move. Got to love the Thinkorswim platform. Depending on how far you go out, you always see the implied volatility, the expected move that is put into these options. On a one-day basis, we're talking about $28 in either direction. The market pricing in on Tesla earnings after the bell tonight. All right, folks, we got the S&Ps up by 3, Nasdaq up by 12, Dow up by 7 points. 40 minutes to go until the opening bell. Markets in positive territory. I'll be right back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&P positive by 4, just hanging out in positive territory. About 35 minutes to go until the opening bell, and I got a chart here of WD-40 up there, out with their numbers. The lubricant trading higher from 197, actually spiked to 220. Right now, we got a pretty wide bid ask from 202 to 214, but they looked to open higher. Their numbers, what were they? They beat by 29 cents a share. Revenue also exceeded. Isolation renovation, the CEO called it, with consumers snapping up products linked to renovating while stuck at home. Makes sense, right? What else we got out there? Mortgage demand from home buyers falls for the fourth straight week. Purchase demand down nearly 7% compared with 4 weeks ago. Average contract interest rate, 30-year fixed rate mortgages, 3.02 from 3%. The rate was a full percentage point higher 1 year ago. A full percentage point higher. Talking about 4%. Pretty remarkable. All right, what else we got going on? We got some Fed speak out there. The Federal Reserve Governor Bernard issued a call Wednesday for more fiscal support from Congress, saying more stimulus is needed to address the recovery that so far has left out large parts of the economy. Said remarks to the Society of Professional Economists. You have Chairman Powell out there saying a similar story. The stimulus been out there. I don't know if it's happening, folks, but the market not really reacting, either negative or positive. You see these sell-offs. It's a dicey scenario as we see the VIX staying high, right at about 30, right? Pretty remarkable when you look at the VIX at about 30. And meanwhile, we have the S&Ps. You put some context on where we are, folks. You talk about the calendar year, okay? What am I on here? Yeah, daily. There's your calendar year, the beginning of 2020. We start the year out in the S&P at about 32.36 is where we closed out December 31st. 32.36.25 I have on my futures chart. And we're trading exactly 200 points higher right now in the S&Ps for the calendar year. Keep that in mind as you think about the possibilities of which way this market can go, unemployment, jobless claims, etc. If we don't get that stimulus, if we have to wait till February, I'm not sure the market is going to be that patient. We're going to find out 13 days until Election Day. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to man Larry Pesavento coming up live next with Trade What You See. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. Fast Market at 11. Steve Rhodes, Dave White, Tom O'Brien, all this afternoon. We'll be right back, folks.